My name is Martin Sketchley, and welcome to my session. Perhaps maybe you could introduce yourself to the person next to you, someone you don't know, maybe turn around, just speak to them. I'll just give you 1 minute very quickly. Okay, right. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, I'm going to move quite quickly because I've got a few ideas, some practical ideas that you can take away and incorporate into the classroom, hopefully on Monday when you're back to class, okay? All right, so the first activity that I'd like to look at is really minimal pairs and introducing the phonemic chart using a nice little activity that I picked up from the British Council and during my MA studies, okay? Now, I'm going to read out some words, and I'd like you to number from 0 down to 9, okay? So we'll do this activity together. So start at 0 and go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you could just number down the left-hand margin of your paper, that would be great. Okay, right. I'm going to read out a word, and we'll start at 0, and we'll go to 9. Okay, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Do we write them down?
Yes, you write them down. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll check again. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, okay, perfect. All right, so 0 is bit. 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 Number 1 is beat. Beat. Number 2 is bat. Number 3 is bet. Where are we? Number 4, yeah? Number 4 is but. Number 5 is boot. Number 6 is bought. Number 7 is bite. Number 8 is bait. And number 9, boat. Okay. All right. I remembered that. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you should have this, if I remember correctly. Bit, beat, bat, bet, but, boot, bought, bite, bait, boat. Okay. And if we underline the vowel sounds, remove the b and the t at the end, we have I, a, u, or I, a, o. Okay, very simple. Yeah. So normally with students, I would take a bit longer, and I would drill the vowel sounds. Okay, and then we do something different. What's the telephone number? Okay, and instead of saying a number, I would say a word. So if I say boot, my students would write down 5. If I say bait, I would write down, they would write 8. You understand? Yes. Yeah? Okay. And normally I would start at bit, 0, bite, 7, and then carry on. And then you would start to see patterns emerging with some students where there's certain vowel sounds which they just can't hear yet. And then just focus on those vowel sounds. And then I end up with like a number like this. So like bit, bite, boot, bet, etc. Okay. Do you want to have a try with your partner? You can write an imaginary number down on your piece of paper. Just write down a number and then use the words and tell your partner the words, and they transcribe the number. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. I would normally then give my students the phonemic chart, and then I would get them to try and find the corresponding vowel sounds here and some of the diphthongs here, and write the words which are here, and then start to recognize them in the phonemic chart. Okay, so it's a nice introduction using these minimal pairs. Okay, I'd like to move on because we're slowly running out of time. Now, the second sort of activity is where I try and focus on the production of the sound and how your lips are formed using silent words. And then what I would do is I would get some sort of role play and then two different sort of answers. So, what did you do last night? I watched a movie, or I watched the TV, okay? Now, the question you can voice, and then your partner has to reply without saying the word. They have to create the words with their lips, but no sound coming out, okay? And then what you notice with students is they start to recognize how the lips form the particular sounds, and they focus on the sounds and the movement of their lips, okay? So, for example, I'll do the first example with you. So, you asked me the question.
What did you do last night?
Perfect, yeah? I watched the TV. Okay, I'd like you to try very quickly with your partner these questions, and then your partner has to choose one of the answers, okay? Yes?
They have a choice in front of them, so
Yeah,
they know
yeah.
it's going to be one or the other.
Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, right. When I put my hand up, if you could put your hand up as well, and then it would silent everyone at the same time. Yeah.
Giving us these as handouts.
I'm going to put the slides on my website, and then you can get the access on the websites. Yeah.
What's your website?
I'll tell you a bit later. No problem. I'm also recording, and you should have on my website, you'll have access to the video as well, okay? No. Okay, a similar activity, rather than just functional language and a role play, you could use it with minimal pairs as well, like this. And if you want to have a quick try, I'll give you 1 minute, then I'll put my hand up, okay? So you go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 12, and you choose one word to say, but you don't say it, you articulate it with your mouth.
I only say one.
You choose one. Wonderful. Yes? Oh, perfect. Okay, great. It worked. All right. Next activity that I like to try and focus on is connected speech, and to do with the phonemic spelling. So, for example, I'd like you to have a look at the phonemic words in this bubble, okay? I'll give you a few minutes. You can work with a partner, someone next to you, and try and work out what the words are, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you there's 2 different words for each spelling.
Are they just single words, or might they be 2 words?
Yeah, could be. Okay. All right, great. So we got the first one up here. Can you tell me which 2 words you think they are?
Teacher and teach her.
Yes. Okay, and second one up here. Okay, all right.
Permitted as in allowed. Reading allowed.
Okay, all right.
C-E-L-L-E-L.
somebody selling wine.
Okay.
To keep in your
Or silk her.
Sell her, as in your rabbit
Oh, that's another
or
one.
your dog.
Okay.
rather than
There could be
person.
three different forms for that one. What about this one?
Meter as in measurement.
Okay.
Meet her later. Meet her.
Mhm. All right. Shall we check? Okay. So I've got 5 sounds here. Okay. What I'd like you to do is to try and use the correct phonemic spelling, phonemic word, and put it in the correct gap. Okay. So I'll give you a few minutes to work through it. Okay. Okay, right. Let's check. Yeah. Hands up for number 1. Who wants to read out number 1? Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to choose someone? Okay, perfect. Number 1.
How many inches are there in a meter? M-E-T-R-E.
Okay. Good. Okay, or M-E-T-E-R if you're American, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to choose another person for number 2?
Oh, nice to be in the corridor.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, great. Good job. Okay. Let's move on, yeah? Okay, spelling homophones. Okay, odd one out. An activity that I like to use with my students. I'd like you to go through these very quickly with your partner and decide which ones are the odd ones out. Go. All right. Okay, shall we go through these together? Yeah? Okay, so number 1 is I'll, ill, I'll. Number 2, check, cheek, check. Okay, number 3, road, rod, road. Okay, number 4, sees, says, sees. Okay. Another one that I like to use with spelling and homophones is to try and match different words pronounced the same. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes. You can work with your partner and try and match 2 words which sound the same, okay? All right. Okay, so you should come across that, yes? Is that what you came across? Yeah, okay. So they're all, sorry?
How familiar do you think most people to be with this? They don't know, teacher, what does this mean? What does this mean? Like, do they need to
when I do this activity with my students, I say, don't worry if you don't know the words. Try and focus on the sound of the words. There's another activity where I focus on the stress. I'll show you a bit later, where again I say, don't focus on the meaning of the word, but try and focus on how it's pronounced. That's all I do.
To use their mobile phones with an app to put the word in to get the pronunciation?
Yes, you could do that. Or you could go the dinosaur age and get the dictionary out, and they could have a look at the. It's a shame, really. But yeah, any applications or online dictionaries, I'll have the phonemic spelling as well. Okay.
There's a little app called Pronounce, which is quite nice.
Pronounce.
Type the word in, and
Okay.
it'll give you it fast and slow.
Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know that. Pronounce, is it? Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. Fun. Cool. Okay, I'll spend my endless nights having a look at the app, yeah? All right, moving on. Okay, odd one out. So looking at word stress now. And this time I'd like you to tell me which one is the odd word out. Okay, so we've got go, alone, able, above, Able, yeah? Yeah, okay, next one. Agent, yeah. Added. Allow, okay, good. Comfort. Decision. Photograph. Inspection. Assistant. Photograph, yeah? Okay. Escape. Good. All right, so you could do that activity with your students. Now, this was the activity I was talking about when I tell students, don't worry about the meanings of the words. I want you to focus on the sounds and the stress of the words, okay? So, for example, we've got access, and what's the derived word? Accessible, accessible. Apology, apologetic, no? So you said that? Yes, good, yeah, unapologetic, yep. Okay, character. Characterization, yes? Uncharacteristic. Characterization, uncharacteristic. Creative. Creativity, good. You get the idea, yes? So you could do this with your students and getting them to look at more than just isolated words. You can get them to look at words and their families and extending it thereby. Okay, any questions? No.
Someone for efficient.
Yeah.
Efficient, inefficient.
Oh, inefficient.
Yeah.
I was thinking efficiency.
Okay.
That's quite difficult.
It's quite difficult, yeah. But when you get the students together in groups, you know, maybe groups of 3 or 4, they'll start really looking at the language. And I do it with my young learners as well, and they tend to enjoy it.
It might be the opposite. It might be just a suffix or a prefix.
True.
And
Yeah.
these will be words that they are familiar with. I mean, they've seen them before.
Well, some words that they're familiar with, some words that they might not be familiar with, but it's actually trying to get their head around the word families and how words are created, yeah.
How soon do you introduce yourself? I'm a complete beginner at the moment.
Oh.
So I'm not going to
No. I would say maybe intermediate plus, yeah. I wouldn't use it with pre-intermediates because it would drop. Okay. All right. Now, I think we're good for time, actually, because we rattled through these. Some of the practical ideas that I got were from these 3 books. So we got the Book of Pronunciation, which I definitely recommend if you're looking at incorporating some elements of pronunciation into your classroom. Pronunciation practice activities and how to teach pronunciation. So these 3 books are brilliant. It gives me a lot of ideas with regards to short, sharp activities that you could do in class. Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
The authors of the. Could you read the authors?
I come prepared. Okay. Jonathan Marks and Tim Bowen. Martin Hewins, pronunciation practice activities. Okay. And the final one, how to teach pronunciation, Gerald Kelly. Okay. I'll leave the books here so you can have a look at them once we're finished, okay? Okay. Any questions? Yes.
Yes, a quick question about the first activity and the last one.
Yeah.
Now, when we were doing that phone number exercise, and it's enclosed within groups, I mean, my problem with that is that it doesn't invite convergence to a target set of phonemes. It's like consolidating the interlanguage within the class. I mean, isn't there a risk that the students are just going to accommodate to each other's off pronunciation there?
Yeah, well, I think the focus is mainly focused on raising awareness of the different vowel sounds. rather than, and getting them aware that they'll have to negotiate between themselves how particular words are mentioned. I try and focus on raising awareness rather than what you mentioned. Does that make sense?
Well, so they can all understand each other.
Well, some mutual intelligibility with regards to the pronunciation of particular vowel sounds which might not exist in their L1. So, for example, boat and bought, they'll have, some students, maybe Spanish or Italians, will have difficulty with the differentiation between boat and bought, and then you'll start to realise that they'll try and attempt to pronounce boat with an O and a bought with an O sound.
So in doing that, you haven't found that the students accommodate to the off pronunciation. They do get closer and closer.
They do get closer and closer to the target pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the aim there.
The last activity, do you have a standard notation for words with like jumping stress? Because there's a difference between subject and subject, noun and verb.
Yes, that's true.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Is there a standard notation for that? Or do you put in the part of speech? Or?
Well, obviously you'll have the stress patterns marked on the phonemic script, won't you, with regards to where the stress is placed within a particular word, whether it's a verb or a noun. Personally, I try and not tend to mark the stress because I'm still getting my grips together with the phonemic chart itself. There is some activities in the pronunciation practice book where they do focus on verb and noun differentiations. It's quite good, yeah.
Do you do any sort of like follow-up work on getting them to recognise patterns that match with sounds and maybe coming up with other words with the same spelling to match those patterns?
Yes, I think so, yeah. It's all good practice, I think, for them to become aware of maybe stress patterns and words which fit that particular stress pattern or
the spelling as well,
the spelling.
Like ought.
Yes, bought, ought, and horse and court. And for example, on Friday I was teaching some Swiss German students, and we were looking at the pronunciation of irregular verbs, and I think it was think, sank, sunk, and then various other verbs which followed that sort of pattern with the think, sank, sunk sound. Yeah.
Making sure they know that wink is a regular verb.
Yes, that's true. Right, just to finish off, okay, if you want, this is my website here, and here I will upload the video for the session so you can have a look at it. And if you're that tech savvy, I'm on Twitter as well. ELT Experiences. Okay.
So this is all going to be on there?
It will all be on there. So on the website, I'll have my slides, plus the video, and the video will be accessible here as well. Okay?
None of us were that good at
Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope it's useful. Thank you.